So, just like last week, I kind of said, oh, why don't you start with what we did the week before spring break? Remember that kind of talk? And of course, it was like some code that was already written that I copied from the book, right? So, of course, there's going to be tons of free layouts and templates online that you can try and use. And I just want to talk about some of them. Of course, many people today would use a service. And if you don't know some of the services, of course, you've probably seen the Wix advertised on YouTube. Every damn ad on YouTube, at least for my ads, are all showing up. Wix. You need a website. What's the commercial? What's it? Wix.
I don't know. I use AdBlock.
Oh, she has AdBlock. Okay. Well, in this case, Wix advertises all the time. What is, of course, this service is the same as Squarespace, too. It's another very, very popular template. Now, these templates are not something that you actually download and use. It's actually through their website that you build the layout. So you choose a layout, and it's kind of like a WordPress kind of thing where you build it in their system. And how do you pay? You pay, of course, a monthly fee. And if you look down at the bottom here, they have a little pricing. So you can build, they have pre-made websites, and you're paying $18 a month perfect for businesses of all sizes. Okay, now I don't know what the limitations are. I've never really used them. I know my niece has used Squarespace before. And I know she's talked about it. She thought it was easy. Yeah?
What exactly does Squarespace do? Does it host or let you build it or both?
What's that?
What does Squarespace do?
They provide a template for you. So if you look at all the templates here on Squarespace,
Does it also host it?
yeah, everything. They do it all for you. Okay, for $18 a month. So again, they do have templates somewhere where I was looking at them. Well, maybe get started. There they are. So as you look at the templates as well, you can see most of them are very photography heavy. Everything is very visually heavy today compared to old previous websites, especially in the 90s when we were all doing text only. And, a lot of them look like they could be a WordPress template as well. But again, you work within their system. You choose a template, and you can start putting images in, writing text, and doing everything. It's all done through the internet. It's a cloud kind of based system. But it's not like you download the code and alter the code on your site. It's more like WordPress where you're actually building it in their system. And if you haven't tried WordPress yet, I think you should probably try. Again, it's pretty, and there's a lot of templates. They're all kind of pretty much the same, though. If you look at them, they got one big hero image with a logo in the corner, some menu items, and that's about it. They don't really show. But if you click on one and say, well, I like this one, you can preview it, and then you can see what the menu would look like. So here's what the page would look like, the home page. And then you could click on, these are the standard look of websites today. They're all getting kind of boring in my sense. They all kind of look the same. All websites are looking the same, where they got this giant hero image with a logo, and then you scroll down, they got some text, blah, blah, blah text. Then you scroll down, some more images, and then a little contact, and with some social media icons. They all look pretty much the same. So again, Squarespace is a free, and same with Wix. Wix is the same way. You got templates on Wix. These are probably the more popular ones. Wix is constantly advertising. Again, you can basically test it, view it, and it'll show you what it looks like. And then, of course, a menu. And you can see what it looks like on a cell phone. They're all responsive. And so the code is already written for you. You just need to add the content. So you, as a designer, you don't even need to learn code, probably. You just use Squarespace and Wix and just build websites for people, putting all their pictures and text in there. But of course, you have to know how to write and how to take a picture. Of course, downfall is they're not very customizable. They say they are, but you're going to be limited on what you want to do and what you can do. I've never really used Wix or Squarespace. Again, my niece has used Squarespace and she thought it was great, greatest thing ever, but she didn't like the code anyways. So, I mean, if you don't want to do any programming, this might be a way to go. But then you say, well, again, the problem is you're going to be limited by what you can do. So another way around and starting with a template is to download a template and use the code and customize it yourself. And probably the largest place to download a template and a code, of course, is Bootstrap. If you've never used Bootstrap before, you should try it. One of the things about the Bootstrap website is it's kind of bloated. It's a template, and again, this is different than the Wix and the what I was just talking about, Squarespace, in that this you actually download the code and then you alter the code for your own website. Okay, so Bootstrap is free. You just download it and you can start coding away. Comes with all the, a layout that you can choose, a CSS. Different components would be buttons and things, as well as JavaScript. The nice thing about Bootstrap is it's also customizable. So, because you're going to have to go in there and adjust the code, adjust the HTML, adjust the CSS, adjust the JavaScript. And if you can customize it and only include the things that you really need, it'll save you a lot of extra code that you don't need, if that makes any sense. What I'm trying to say is you can go in here and choose, hey, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, and it won't include that code in your layout. Okay, or you could just download right here, download Bootstrap right here, and it downloads everything. You can do the download Bootstrap source code and this is the this is script. What am I trying to say? JavaScript. .org. Software, that's what I wanted to say. Style sheet language. So you can download this as well, and again, it includes a bunch of code already. You got scripting and cascading style sheet all put together. And an open source, again, all of it is open source and coded in Ruby and so on. So you can see some of the coding here and what it would look like. It's a little bit complicated if you haven't worked with it. But you don't necessarily have to use it. You could just use the CSS and HTML that comes with Bootstrap.
This is Ruby?
Yes. Well, it's written in Ruby, but it's kind of a JavaScript-like language. But again, it's its own language. You have to learn. Okay, something that you would have to buy a book or do some tutorials. It's not something that you just slap together. Yes.
How is Ruby related to Bootstrap?
The code that this software as a service is the SASS is a type of language that is written in a programming language called Ruby that allows you to adjust and build on your website. And so you can see you can code things, okay, in a certain way that they do it there. Okay, it's something that you would have to learn. You can see it's like CSS, but written in a certain way. Takes advantage of JavaScript. It's like a combination of JavaScript, CSS, to allow you to expand upon your abilities in your Bootstrap. So again, Bootstrap is here. You can download the entire Bootstrap. You can download the source code. This one's like a mini version. This is a full version. And if you download, it'll just download a zip file and you save it. Downloads onto your computer. It goes into your downloads folder. And you can uncompress it. And it comes with a folder. If you open up your folder, you'll see there's a bunch of files that are already in there. There's JSON files, there's a whole bunch of them, there's a bunch of files, a lot of JavaScript files, and so on. It also comes with all kinds of different files in there. Usually it has a template. has fonts. Here's the template. It's in the docs folder. Looks like there's a template in there. And you can open it up. And usually it has a starting code for you of some kind. This doesn't look like it's quite the same. Another place you can actually use the Bootstrap, of course, is right inside of Dreamweaver. If you have Dreamweaver on your computer, inside of Dreamweaver, if you start in Dreamweaver, you can also start with Bootstrap right in Dreamweaver by going under File, New, and under New Document, there's a Bootstrap feature right here, and say Create New, and it includes a pre-made layout that already has things on the screen for you, and you can then say Create, and it will build the code for you. If I save this file now, I'm going to save it. This is a it'll save a pre-made layout. Like I said, it already has all the pre-made options. It is totally fluid design right inside of Dreamweaver. This preview doesn't work. I have to open it. Yeah, it gives you an HTML layout file. And I don't know why it's not working. Did I not open it? Again, it'll give you a pre-made layout. This is the pre-made layout that Dreamweaver. I swear in Bootstrap they also download a template somewhere in that folder. And inside there you can see it gives you menu options already. You got a pull-down menu already. You have a search box ready. You have another pull-down menu here. You got linking options there. It gives you a title. This is probably H1. It gives you boxes. It gives you a 3-column layout. And has the ability to add glyphs that are already in there that you can just add. In addition, you can have color buttons, and of course it already has a footer. And if it's totally responsive, as you make it smaller, it'll automatically go to a burger menu for you. And so with this, you can then start customizing your own layout from this template that they've built. Pretty much rip out anything you didn't want, and you can build your own stuff in there. Again, if you look at the Dreamweaver code, you'll see it's just basic HTML, CSS. They got some good script ideas in there where they can tell you how to build things. Support for IE8, which I don't know who uses IE8 anymore. I guess, I don't know. So they talk about things that you can see. They have default kind of classes. This is the nav bar at the top. You can just read the class right there. In addition, you can go and see the code if you want. It shows you all the CSS. You might need to rip some of the CSS out and put your own CSS in there. It also has jQuery built right into it, as well as Bootstrap. So it has a Bootstrap JavaScript already there that's taking advantage of the jQuery. So in this case, you're starting with and this is very popular. If you look at the Bootstrap website, they talk a lot about, where was I at? Where's the Bootstrap website? This one. I was on it already, wasn't I? The world's most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for developing responsive mobile-first projects on the web. In addition, you can go and look at their themes. They have a bunch of themes already made. You can download a theme that's already built page. Lots of pre-made options. A lot of these are just free. Some of them you have to pay for. Some of them are free. So they have a whole theme section. And if you click on it, it'll take you to what it would look like. So if you want to lay out like this, shows you different options. Okay, and so it's quite robust, I would say. In addition, instead of downloading everything like I just told you, if you want, you can customize it from the Bootstrap website. And on the Bootstrap website to customize, you can come down here and it's just checkboxes right here. What are you going to be doing? Okay. Do I need the glyph icons, button groups, input group, navs, nav bar, breadcrumbs, pagination? This, of course, is the slideshow kind of thing, this pagination thing. Pager, labels, badges, jumbotron, thumbnails, alerts, progress bar, media terms, list group, panels, responsive embed, wells. I don't even know what a wells is. Anybody know what a wells is? No. Choose icon, and then of course they have common JavaScript things. So if you're not going to use all these things, you can turn them off and then download. And it, here's JavaScript plugins. Do you need all these? Are you going to do the popover and all these other things?
Like, how do you use them?
What's that?
Like, how do you put those in the file?
Well, these are ways of not putting them into the file. So it's not bloated. If you just download it, it's going to include all this stuff. Okay? If you uncheck them, it'll leave some of it out. You just need to know what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep.
But do you have to do something to include the feature in a specific file?
What's that?
Do you have to do something to include the feature in a specific file?
You have to code all these things in there.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot to it. You would have to learn how to do all that. So you can see all the different options right here, and they're going through them telling you what they are. You can see all the code right here. They tell you on the website, this is how you include this in there. They show you the different options for tables that you can include in there. They tell you how to include all the buttons that you would want to have in there. Okay, so this is all the CSS kind of stuff that you can include. And then there's forms options in there, drop-down menu options, grid options, container options, navbar options, tab pills. I don't know. So again, you can see all the different features, and I'm only on the top here, So once you're done, you compile and download right there.
So you can make changes you want here and then compile and download?
Well, not necessary changes. You can turn off things you're not going to use. Let's say I'm not going to use the Jumbotron.
Or if you want to change the font size or a color.
No, that's already included. Change, you have the full ability to do things like that. But these are like high-ender things that you might want to include on your site that you might not need. Why include all these components? It's just going to slow your website down, downloading all this other crap that you don't need. That's why you customize your pages. So, the biggest downfall of all these things is they're slow. The biggest downfall of WordPress is it's horribly slow. I hate WordPress. Hate WordPress. Can I say it again? Hate WordPress.
Still get mad if you say that.
No, I know. She likes WordPress. It's okay. I can deal with it. I just think it's slow. It just has so much bloated, or at least the template I have, right? Here, let's go. You'll see it. Here, let's go. You ready? Let's see how long it takes to download. Here we go. Oh, it's already cached probably. Let me use a different browser. Or of course we're at West Valley too. That doesn't. Here, well, let's try Safari. Ooh, it's awful fast now. My network is awful slow. So I lied. Still seems slow to me. Maybe it's my network. But again, you can customize all of this. I've used the Bootstrap inside of Dreamweaver just fine successfully by stripping out and adding my own things into it. So I have used this, of course. I've also downloaded this before. They've actually started including way too much stuff in it. That's what I'm talking about, the customizable. In the early days of Bootstrap, they didn't include all these things, and you had to add them in. Now it's like they're including all this junk in there, and you have to remove it. Where it used to be very simple, Bootstrap was a simple, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML file, and I would download it. But now you've seen what I've downloaded here. You have all. Where is it? It's in downloads. You have all of this kind of included now in Bootstrap, and here's the whole folder. I don't know. I'd have to go through and read all this. You got all these different features here. All these different JavaScript files right there. I don't know what half this stuff I don't know what any of this stuff is. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of pre-made things in here, and let's see this customized one, see what that looks like. So here's a default layout. And they're talking about how to add things. Oh, here's another way to customize right here. After you've downloaded, looks like you can turn these things off, and then maybe download again. I'm not really sure. There's an index file right here. And it says layout, home title, Bootstrap, the world's most popular mobile-first and responsive front-end framework. Bootstrap is the most popular, blah, blah, blah. They just said that twice. Designed for everyone, everywhere. Okay, and then they show you it has CSS already made for you. And you can see the devices that they've already have for you, boxes, icons again. I'm sure there's code on GitHub that you can allow you to do that. They have examples here. Uh-oh, why it didn't work. I guess there is no examples here. There's no expo. Okay, so it even comes with the robot.txt file. There it is. Remember we talked about that last week? There we go. Here's what the traditional robot.txt file looks like. Allow crawling of all content. Disallow the sitemap. And again, there's a new edition, the 3.0, I guess, is with the latest edition. What does it include? And you see all the code that it is included now. So again, the only successful that I've used is in Dreamweaver by using the new example that they have, and just going through the code and removing things I didn't want and adding things that I do want. Again, you can see it comes with, like I said, it already has pre-made options. You can customize these, change them. It has, this is a form up here. You probably don't want a form up here in the top of your thing. You can probably remove that. In addition, inside of Dreamweaver, they also have the ability to add Bootstrap components right here. So you don't need to start with their pre-made template. You can actually start with a new page and then just add, you can remove all the stuff that's in here and then just start adding your own stuff. And you can see right in Dreamweaver they have, how to add a basic navigational bar, carousel, responsive image, thumbnails, media object, glyph icons, responsive video embed. I don't know what the Jumbotron is. Buttons, button groups, single button down, split down, button drop downs, list groups, list group panels, wells. I don't know what wells are. Navigation. tab, according, pagination, and then breadcrumbs. So they even have a Bootstrap component add-on in Dreamweaver that you can start, you know, of course you need to start with this page because it has all the links to the resources that you have available to you. But, you know, once you can, you know, remove something and then add a component if you want. But of course this is already formatted CSS right there, but you can add a component. Let's say you wanted to put carousel. And since I have to do this in live view, I don't know what version of Dreamweaver I'm using. What was I going to put in? Oh. So we can remove this and put a carousel in there that looks like the carousel slide. Data ride. I don't know. There's a class for it. I'm not sure what data ride is, but it's something that's very popular and something that you might want to consider using. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know. Bootstrap has been around for a long time. In the past, I've used it successfully. I have some examples somewhere. Yes?
So are all the components on HTML element gonna modify CSS?
All the components HTML elements? What are you saying?
Are all the components HTML elements with modifying CSS?
I don't know about this pull-down menu. If that's what you're asking me about this insert pull-down menu? I don't know what all these things are. They're a combination of div tags, as you can see, and so on. So it's not. I'm not sure what it's putting in there. This one has a class well, strong. You know what I mean? I don't know. Has a column width. This one has 3 columns. You can add things to each one of these if you want. This one is, I don't know. I haven't had time to go through and add all these different components. You can add a button group. And you can add yourself a button group, just like I added here. You can remove the things I don't want. I can change the text to what I want it to be. Really. And so, you know, you would have to go through the code and you can add deal with this. And you can just change the components. And so here you go. I have a button group right here with rollover effects and everything. Then of course it says class button group. Type button, you can go in and customize the colors and everything, and of course you have your CSS here. In the CSS you can go through and find out what you're looking for. I don't know where the button group would be. And notice there is 6,761 lines of just CSS code. Okay, so I'm just putting these out that you might want to try and use them, or at least if you deconstruct it and see how other people have been using this, then it might make it easier for you to build your own, right? I mean, it's there's a lot to it. It's not Again, it probably takes advantage of jQuery in certain areas, as well as they have a Bootstrap JavaScript here that has 2,364 lines of code. So I don't know.
Can you open the file in your browser?
Which one? This one I'm looking at right now? Sure. It has my buttons that I made over here. I'm just trying to talk about templates that you might want to start with instead of trying to build from scratch. I think, you know, doing it by scratch will be much easier, and you know, what we were doing last week, instead of ripping things out, adding things. But you know, people have been using Bootstrap for a long time, and it's been quite popular. And it's built into Dreamweaver. If you want to try, and if you have Dreamweaver, you might want to just try the template or download off their website, the Bootstrap website. But that's not the only one. There's a whole bunch of other ones too I was going to talk about. Of course, there's this one I found, free CSS templates, CSS layouts, and more. 2,528 free website templates. And I don't know why. I don't know how to use these. It was just when I was searching and I found this. Rolling free CSS template. Oh, I hate it when they have this big text. This looks like virus to me, though. If it was only blinking, it would even be better. Download, 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 download. When you get a blinking download button, you know, it's very tempting to click on, but you know, a lot of times those are viruses. So we can get a live demo here. This guy likes cats. Big cats, too. Any ice cream and coffee cake. And he likes maps. And it has a template. So again, this is a template. I don't know if I should click the download button or not. Wonder what it's gonna do. It's a zip file. What do you guys think? Virus or not? You don't think it's a virus? I'm gonna try. We'll try. Uh-oh. Here we go. Could be a virus embedded in this zip file. I guess it's a school computer. They'll come and fix it for me. I might not do that on my own computer, though. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open it up. Cross your fingers. Uh-oh. Nothing happened yet. I don't see any blinking. Send money to the Prince of Nigeria. No? You guys never got the Prince of Nigeria one? No? Let's open it up. Okay. Well, it has boxes already for you. It's got mails already for you. It's got these giant ugly submit buttons. Look at that, some ugly submit button. Nice. Includes with these wonderful JavaScript files, some horrible images, some awesome font, and 2 CSS files. I guess you could open that with Dreamweaver. I don't know about this horrible thing here. But as you can see, it has a dock type, and looks like you could just remove all this. It looks pretty simple. Probably delete everything in here and copy and paste what you want to keep and what you don't want. A lot of div tags, columns. But hey, that was free CSS templates, I think it was called, right? Or was it? freecss.com. Oh, they also have premium ones. Let's see how much they are. £45. Guess they're in England. But look, West Valley can have a brand new website for $45 right there. See, this is like a school site, isn't it? There you go. See, much cheaper than the hundreds of thousands of dollars they paid for the latest one. They actually don't. The two webmasters, the one at West Valley and the one at Mission, were both my students. And of course, they're not making the website. They're hiring a third-party company to come and make their own website for them. Yeah. That's too much work on them, I guess. I don't know. They also just spend them some money to have somebody else do it for them. It's a lot of work. To make something yourself is a lot of time and effort. But you should at least try and see what, you know, maybe some of these templates might be a starting point for you. I mean, it looks like, you know, there's a lot of possibilities. That one I just downloaded didn't look that, you know, just downloaded it and here it is. It already has the already has the media queries built right in. You can open up the CSS Designer, and again, it has the media queries built right in. There's a lot of them in there. And they're using a min width and max width. Remember last class we were kind of talking about, do we use one or do we use, you know, minimum and maximum? What do you guys think? Just width with enough? In your example that you made this week, did you just use width? Okay. Do I need to use min and max? I don't know. You just make your own portfolio right here. Put your address in there. Claim you're a code designer. You download this, add your own images, and say you're a code designer. There you go. Most companies would use some kind of template. They don't build things from scratch. Thanks to Jennifer, she's helped me a lot last week. I was able to build my own layout in WordPress over the weekend. And I can demonstrate that if you want. Maybe Jennifer can help us as well. I think it would be good for me to show you WordPress and how to just not use the template, but to build your own code in WordPress. It's a little tough. It's a little painful. But it's totally possible. I'm sure there's simpler layouts out there. I don't know. This one was just one I found. What was it called? CSS, a free-css.com. I don't know. A lot of these seem awful complicated. There's just like a simple one. Very simple. Simple. Let's see this one. This one looks pretty simple. Has some transitions and things like that. What was it called? Slant? Slant? What's this one? Okay, here we go. Let's do that. Let's download again. Who's ready? Virus or no virus? Virus or no virus? And of course, it has the Creative Commons licensing agreement. If you don't know what Creative Commons is, you can click on there and go to the Creative Commons licensing, and it'll tell you, you know, what kind of copyright is on there. Where was that? Okay, here we go. So here's the one I just downloaded. We can look at the code. Pretty much looks like the same as the other one. Has a bunch of pre-made JavaScript, hero image, lots and lots of div tags. Has a list for buttons, it looks like. I've been struggling with list buttons. I've been cheating a little bit and using tables. But as you can see, there's a bunch of classes. Look at how many classes they have embedded here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They even have classes on the... Wow. So there's a lot of things embedded into this one. So this one says free HTML5 template.com. Let's see what that is. Premium, like, yet 100% free download HTML5 Bootstrap templates. Free website templates, free HTML5 templates using Bootstrap under Creative Commons. Okay, here's another one. It's freehtml5.co. Okay, oh, their menu kind of crappy though. I can't get to what I want. No. I can't get to, oh, there we go. They only have one church. They got 2 education. About health and fitness.
How about Google Sites?
What's that?
Google Sites.
What about Google? What do you mean by Google Sites?
You can also create websites using their Google.
I haven't tried that at all.
A friend of mine used for class to teach him.
Uh-huh. I don't even know. Do they have their own tools? Is that it?
Yeah. Templates like this.
So, what is this one? A health and fitness one. It was been downloaded 13,000 times. This is what it looks like. I don't know about that photo. That looks a little hard on me here. But as you can see, this has a nice kind of, it looks like almost a material design look, right? With a little glow underneath there and these little icons. Lots of photography. 3 columns. Lots and lots of photography. Download for free. I don't know. Oh, my whole discussion today was just trying to get you to think about that there's a lot of pre-made templates out there that you might want to download and try and customize for yourself. I don't know, there's, you know, you've already learned a little CSS, learned some HTML. I mean, the key to doing this is you would have to go through the code and find out what you need and what you don't need. I don't know. Most people might start with a template already. It's hard to start from scratch and build something, right? I don't know. A lot of them, I don't know. I guess they have a lot of stuff that you probably don't need. Wedding websites. Like, countdown to your wedding. And it's flashing at me. What is this name? Joel Free? Joel Free? Is that a font? That is a font. This is a G?
That is a J. That's how I write my J's.
That's a Joefrey.
It's a stupid way of spelling Jeffrey.
Oh.
I thought it was Joffrey, but I was thinking
Joel Free. Really? Look, imagine how much this would cost. I don't know. Weddings are expensive. I went to Reno. $36 is all I paid for my wedding.
Drive-through?
What's that?
Was there a drive-through?
No. It's that courthouse. $36 was the license, and $70 across the street was the chapel. So it's 70. So it was like $103 for my entire wedding.
Save a lot of money.
Saved a lot of money. Exactly. Okay, so I just wanted to point these out. Maybe I'm going to stop talking right now, and maybe you can show me what you did last week. Okay, you ready? Daniel, you have something to show?
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop